All right, let's get rolling, gang. I am excited. We got good stuff going on. I got new markers for my board. Yay. I just have not been able to get out of my office. I've been just slammed. It's been pretty crazy. And I didn't get much sleep last night either. You can probably tell I had like a bad hair day today. Anyway, so much going on, man. You guys are keeping me busy. I like it. We got new agents coming on, new agents ready for leads, new agents getting new leads. It's just amazing, all the stuff going on. I just can't, I can't figure it out. I don't try to figure it out. I just go a mile a minute, and it's amazing what is left in your wake. So welcome to our builders call. Really want to chat with you guys about the whole concept of building the business with the Alliance and the whole concept of producing, okay? Producing thing and getting out there and slamming it. And I think there's just some things in your head that you got to really really get firm in your mind, and nothing like thinking. So one thing that I've learned over my years of doing these type of businesses is that it's so important to take time to think, to allot time for you to think about where you're going, what you're doing. You can go a mile a minute and not get anything accomplished, but you got to really step back sometimes. And I'm talking step back late night, get a white sheet of paper and then just start drawing out your thoughts about your business, your life, what it is you want, what it is you're not really accomplishing like you ought to, okay? And so what I'm going to give you is maybe a tool to be able to do that, to white sheet what's going on in your head. Because one of the most important things, it's really kind of this concept. So in the attempt of trying to teach y'all something, teach myself something, because I learn more by teaching than I do by learning from someone else teaching. Okay, so these three circles, it's kind of like a Venn diagram, right? What are you passionate about? What fuels you? What are you passionate about in your life? What are the things that drive you? Okay. So there's the things that drive you. There are, what can you be the best in the world in? Where can you, when you think about what you've done in your life, you get credit for stuff you've done in your life. The 10,000 hour concept by Malcolm Gladwell says that 10,000 hours devoted to a thing will make you an expert in that thing, right? Fortunately, some of us spend our 10,000 hours being an expert at social media. Well, not even an expert, just using social media and not being productive. Maybe you're spending your 10,000 hours in creative avoidance, avoiding things you need to do, procrastination. Maybe you have a 10,000 hours in procrastination, so it makes you an expert in procrastination. But what can you be the best in the world in? And here's the thing: if you're in sales, in 100% commission sales, you've already totally separated yourself from the normal person. If you are an entrepreneur and look at this business as you're the captain of your own ship, then you've separated yourself. That entrepreneurial mindset, you totally separated yourself from the average population. That's that need, want, desire to be independent. That's not given to everybody. To leap out and do something, taking a risk. But what can you be the best in the world in? Okay. And then what drives your economic engine? What are the things that help You create income. You know, your economic engine. What is it? So let's kind of answer that question. So this is like the alliance. Okay, and what we're doing, alliance/integrity marketing, right? That's the driver of our economic engine. That's how I make money. That's how you make money. That's how we build residual income. Okay, right? Your passion is what, you know, passion, you know, you can call this vision. What do you want your life to be? What drives you? What's the why that makes you cry? What is your dreams, goals, and desires, right? And then this is really more than just skill. It's skill, right, plus fulfillment of performing that skill. You know, that you'd be willing to stay up late at night. You'd be willing to do crazy stuff, right, to be best in the world of what you are. And whether you guys know it or not, some of y'all are, you know, what does that mean? Does it mean you're number one in the world? No, I mean, of the population of people that do this, are you in that top 10% category? Okay. And I think the skills can be learned. I don't care how bad you are at it. Some of you are just getting off the ground trying to learn how to sell, right? But you're trying to get the best in the world, like you know, Megan Woods and all those other people. You got to get there. But she got there, so you can get there. God's no respecter of persons, right? So when you look at the intersection here, this is where your world, this is where you change the world. You change your world. And by you changing your world, you will change the world, right? Because this intersection is where all the good stuff happens, man. This is where the nuclear reaction occurs. When you find this place and operate in this place where your passion, your vision lines up with your skills and fulfillment, lines up with the vehicle that you're using to drive the economic engine. You live there, man. Katie barred the door. It is like anything you want, this will be accomplished because you married it with a vehicle and you've created the skill set to operate this vehicle fueled by your vision. When those three come together, man, there's nothing you cannot accomplish, right? And so, you ever feel like this, where you got a small vision, your skill is over here, right? And you know the alliance thing's over here, but there is no, you know, all these are separated, okay? So you know, you understand like the law of the lid, right, from John Maxwell, that you can only grow as much as the lid that's over you, okay? It's kind of the analogy of fleas in a jar. You stick a bunch of fleas in a jar and you put a lid on the jar. They keep trying to get out of the jar. They jump and hit, bump their head, bump their head, bump their head. Well, after a while, they learn that that is the limit. So you take the lid off and they will never jump out of the bar because they know that it can't, there's a limit. Even though the lid's not there, they still, because they kept bumping their head, right? So when you don't have the capacity to grow that circle, right, to get an intersection, then you're going to be forever frustrated. You'll be forever banging your head against the wall because you put an artificial limit on your ability to grow your capacity of being the best in the world and your passion, your vision, okay? You know, this is how you utilize this. Like you could utilize this like this, then the disparities are huge. But utilize the economic engine, you know, again, increasing your capacity. So this intersection continues to grow. And that this is where results occur. Results happen here. Greater results happen here when you increase your capacity in all these areas. You get a bigger vision and goal. You increase your skill, right? And then you maximize what the Alliance has to offer you. Then this grows, the results grow, and then you're rocking. You are accomplishing your vision. Ultimately, you want it, to me, it's kind of like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It gets bigger and bigger. It gets bigger and bigger. Pretty soon, looks like this. It's all like one, right? It's really messy looking. But when you grow your capacity, all the circles merge, right? Does that make sense? Am I like, so Alex, what do I need to do to increase my capacity? You know what? You can answer that question yourself. So I'm going to ask you the question. What can you do to increase your vision, to increase your passion about things you care about? What can you do to increase your skill? What can you do to increase your access and your use of the Alliance economic engine to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish? Are you squeezing every bit of orange out of that, every bit of juice out of that orange? The Alliance orange. Are you just squeezing everything that Andy Albright has to offer you to get everything out of it? Like, so what is that? What is that? Well, what it is are you taking advantage of sales? Okay, now if you're on this call, you probably don't have a full-time job, okay? Or maybe you have a full-time job that you do a bunch of it in the early part of the week, and late part of the week, you're free to do whatever you want to do. So are you maximizing your capacity in selling? So it's simple. It's skill, right? Activity and mindset. Okay. What are you doing to increase your skill? What are you doing to increase your activity? What are you doing to continue to have the right mindset? Isn't it interesting that a lot of this is getting around the people that are doing a lot? It's that duplication, association, I are a college graduate, and edification. A light of day. What are you doing to enhance what you're doing? Are you increasing your skill by plugging into a weekly lead order to continue to work your business to the max? Like pouring your additional resources into leads so you can increase your skill level by dialing the snot out of the phone, by going on client engagements and meetings and quoting and closing sales, increasing your activity. Because I think here's where the formula is. Leads force activity, which produce results, which creates a feedback loop, right? Results creates a feedback loop for coaching, right? To get better, to get leads, activity, results, coach. And so you progressively become better and better and better, right? All of a sudden the expectations rise when your results rise, because now you know you can do it. Now you know you can do more, because if you know you can improve, right? You know you can improve more, you can improve more. Okay, so this creates what they call a flywheel, the success wheel of working your butt off to create results, getting coaching, and then improvement. And then the expectation of the results, because you have results, is the expectation that, man, I know I can do more. Then you go around the flywheel again, and the more you do, the better you get, the better you get, the more you do, because your belief goes up. See, it's this crazy, crazy cycle that you get on. All right. So what's the other thing we do? We recruit to build a business. Okay. Again, there's skill involved. There's activity. There's maintaining the proper attitude and mindset of a builder. It's the attitude, 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 attitude. So skill is like here, is developed by activity. Activity is the actual interviewing candidates to bring on, right? Hiring, okay? And it's more than that, because you're gonna have the skill, you know, these are people skills too, of helping your team, serving your team, okay? So are you maximizing your capacity in your recruiting? Number one, so I ask you, all you brand new people, if you're on this call and you're brand new, if you have not given me a list of names of your top people you think are sharp, you're blowing it, because I will work for you for free. It's a business of leverage. You can leverage my time and my, geez, I've been doing a business like this for what, 30 plus years of talking to people, okay? Talking to people and bringing them on board and getting them, you know, determining if they're a good fit for us. I can do that for you, okay? So you can download a list from your phone using Contacts to Excel if you're an Android, or gosh, what is that one? I can't believe the name flew out of my head. MC Backup. MC Backup if you're on an iPhone. And it'll turn all your contacts into a spreadsheet. Then on that spreadsheet, you can give me like your top 25 to 50 people, and I will call them up. I will reach out to them, say, hey, I'm a friend of Joe's. My name's Alex. Joe mentioned that he knew you. We're looking for some people out there in Charlotte right now. And I don't know if you ever keep your eyes open to creating some additional income on the side, or ever thought about starting a business, but we're looking to partner with some people out there. Mention your name to me, so I'm just kind of giving you a courtesy call. I promised him I'd give you a call, and he thought you were pretty sharp. So you open and looking right now. That's it. And the ones that say yes, great. The ones that say no, great. I don't care. But at least we got them off the list of names, your list of names, okay? And I can help you build your business from jump, man. You're busy going through boot camp and learning our system, learning how to sell. God bless you. Great. I want you to do that. I need you to do that, because I need you to get up here where you're booking 40 appointments a week and you're killing it, okay? But while you're doing that, I could be building your team, okay? I could be building your team. So why not use me and abuse me, okay? Are you taking advantage of our ZipRecruiter program? Are you taking advantage of resumes, free resumes that we can supply you? We've got 100,000 resumes of people that we solicited in the past for this opportunity. They're just sitting there. We can give you 50, 100 a week, load you up, and you can reach out to them and see if they're in the process of looking right now. They may not have been when you reached out to them 5 years ago, but things can change. The ZipRecruiter program that's about ready to renew this year, this week, I think next couple days for next month, we have been getting bombarded with people, bombarded. And it's what, you get 5 cities that we're going to advertise for you in, okay? You will get bombarded with recruits that want to know what we're doing and are interested in what we're doing. And it's been, this last week has been phenomenal. You talk to any of my guys on the program, right? My gals on the program. It's been exploding. Okay, so we got that service for you. Okay, so what drives both these? Okay, leads. Leads drive, really leads, whether it's recruiting leads through ZipRecruiter and resumes and all the other means, or leads here. You don't have leads, then you're either doing network marketing here, you're meeting people in gas stations and bookstores, or you're doing the referral marketing and hit up your family and friends. We don't care. That's a lead generation method. You're doing door hangers in new neighborhoods. Is that effective? I've not really seen anyone make a lot of money doing that, but you can do it. I don't care, but you're gonna have to generate leads somehow, some way, right? And if this is limiting you, well then, boom, we just gave you some insight there. So you're increasing your capacity on the skills side, you know, and then how are you leveraging the Alliance in all these activities, right? From leads and training and webinars and everything that we're doing. Yeah, now here's the other side of the coin. What is your vision and passion? Here's the other aspect of those circles. How are you enhancing your vision? Are you, are you dreaming anymore? Is your dream to survive? I don't think that's a dream, man. Survival is not a dream. Okay? Hope is not a plan. Survival is not a dream, and hope is not a plan. I should coin that. I should like copyright that, huh? I know someone's going to steal it from me. Do you work on your vision? Do you ever like sit, like I said, you need to take time to think, what is my perfect day in the future? What does that look like? Is it hanging out with your family? You rented a house on a beach, or maybe you bought a house on the beach, and all your kids are over with your grandkids, and there's enough room for all of them to stay with you. And you're having lunch on your patio, feeling the ocean breeze hitting you, and watching your grandkids play in the sand. I mean, what does that look like? Can you hear the wind? Can you hear the seagulls squawking in the background, right? What are you feeling? Are you feeling that tremendous contentment? Are you thinking back about all the no-shows? Are you going to think about all the people that you helped get there? That the reason why you're where you're at is because you help a bunch of people get to where they're at. Are you thinking about all those people on the phone, talking to some of them? Hey man, I was just thinking about you. You know, what does that look like? What is your perfect day? Do you ever think about how that feels for you? I would think that there's a certain level of contentment, satisfaction, that what you worked hard and suffered for came to fruition because you had a clear vision of what that looked like, what it sounds like, what it feels like. Are you expanding this? Okay, this is a mega important thing. When you try to make those circles converge, and then when they converge, man, that's when results happen, and that's where dreams come true. Dreams come true where those three circles converge. Okay, so let's give you some. Doggone it, I should have printed this out. Okay, I'm going to draw it out. Okay, so think about this, the stuff I've talked about. Think about the driving forces in your life that fuel you to accomplish things, okay? Right? Those are things that drive you, okay? But conversely, it's kind of like there are things that prevent you, okay? The things that restrain you. And this is got that fancy consultant word called force field analysis, right? But you are at your current state today. Where you are today, right now, this very second, is a result of the driving forces in your life meeting the restraining forces. And it's like a tug of war, man. It's that the driving force, you got your whole line of people on the driving force, you got your whole line of people and it's a tug of war trying to get that flag to move one way or the other, trying to make progress, right? But you need to pull that to your desired state, where you want to go. What is it you want to accomplish? So let me share this. Now I got it drawn out. And I'm just going to riff on it because I'm not going to use my notes. It's fairly straightforward. So this is called force field analysis, right? So do you see your life is a constant battle in this? Your life is this line, right? Where you are right now. Your desired state. Now, do you see the problem already? that if you don't know what your desired state is, then your current state's just about as good as any place in your life. And all your frustrations and anger and pain and all those unfulfilled things are because you don't really know what you really want. It's not sometimes enough to know you want to get away from all that crap, but after you get away from it, what is it's going to fuel you to continue forward, to go beyond it, to get far away from it. If you only just do enough to get away from that which we fear, you're never beyond that which you fear, because it's always nipping at your toes. It's always nipping at you because it's right there. You got to continue forward. So you guys can tell me in your life, this is the white sheeting thing where you just kind of pull out a white sheet and just start drawing things out. So this is a model for drawing things out. What are things that drive you? Okay. Maybe you want to be debt-free. I talked to a nice couple the other day on these para appointments. They want to get debt-free. They're using the Dave Ramsey method of getting out of credit card debt, which is a really wonderful system. So they want to get debt-free. Okay, debt-free, having freedom from financial fear. That's a real thing. Freedom from financial fear. You know, some people are just a paycheck away from going into financial ruin. Okay, what's another driving force? To be able to what? You fill it in. To be able to, you fill in the blank. What are those things? You fill it in. To be able to spend time with the grandkids, right? Go out and visit your children on both coasts. One lives in the East Coast, one lives on the West Coast, right? One lives in Japan, right? One lives in Germany. To be able to go, you know, what is driving you? Is it material things? Is it to own a home or pay off a home, right? House. Maybe you're a car person. Maybe you like cars. I'm not going to put anything off the table. It is what drives you, what moves you. You know, what can you be passionate about? Maybe it's giving money away, giving to charities. Okay, this is your dreams, goals, and desires of what you want to accomplish in your life. Okay, and these are just, you know, really, frankly, weak suggestions, but you need to figure what is driving you, right? Is it service, right? Are you driven by a mission? Is this what God wants you to do? It's your mission to serve others, right? You love God by serving others, by loving people, right? With all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. That to me is like the ultimate when you think about, you know, that's one of the commandments, loving your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And loving one another as yourself. Geez, what a concept. You know, is that a driving force? Can that be a major driving force? It's whatever it is, right? Then what's holding you back? Is it, you know, lack of desire? Do you want it bad enough? Do you have the want to? Okay. Self-image. You don't believe you can do it. Your self-image sucks. You know, and that's just, that self-image, man, that is just the weapon Satan uses to knock down your remembering that you were made in God's image and likeness, right? That is Satan's weapon against you. And any time you felt like crap and like, I'm not worthy, I'm not worth anything, I'm not worthy to get help, I'm not, man, that's just Satan working on you. You become his plaything. You start believing that stuff. So what you got to do when you're feeling like this, you got to call people that can encourage you and say, look, man, you're awesome. You are awesome. God made you. You're a child of his. You're a kid of a king. Why don't you start acting like one, man? Break the chains of that veil of fear and self-doubt. It's a veil. If you just know how you could have pushed through that veil, it's very similar to like, okay, this I don't know if this is a good analogy, but you ever have a situation where you went to a high school class reunion and you end up talking to like the girl you had the biggest crush on, and you find out that she really liked you too. And it's like, dadgummit, she's the most beautiful girl in school, and I didn't have the guts to ask her out. And you find out like 30 years later, she had a crush on you too. It's like missed opportunities. But it was just the veil. It was the veil of fear that doesn't exist. You know, fear is not a thing. Fear is not a thing. You were not born with fear. Like really, when you were born, you're only, what is it? Is it called quickening? Like when babies like, you know, they kind of breathe in quick. Like if you blow on their nose, they do that. And then fear of falling. I think babies have the fear of falling. Like they're falling. I think they, you know, freak out. That's about it. They don't have any other fear. They don't fear people. They don't fear dogs, cats. They don't fear, because they weren't born with that. Every fear that you were born, every fear that you've had, you've learned it from somebody or something. Does that make sense? You've learned. Yeah, that's right, man. You've learned it. Fear is learned. So fear is a veil. Fear of the phone is a veil, right? Maybe that's what's restraining you of that, increasing your capacity. Fear of the phone. Fear of buying leads. Boy, that one, these ones will kill you in this business. It will kill you. It will kill you, kill you, kill you. But the fear is not founded, because people that break through that realize it ain't no big thing, man. The phone ain't no big thing. And then we got cheap 51-cent leads. Like, come on, man. Seriously? Yeah, they're old, but can you afford, you know, 25 of these, $12.50 just to get on the phone and start practicing your skill? Maybe you'll make a sale. Like actually Lauren Maxwell at Lexington, she's been eating up those 51-cent leads, and she's been making sales on those, man. See, she's overcome a lot, and she's realizing this ain't no big thing, right? But start listing all these things that are holding you back. Is it your friends and family? Well, if it's your friends and family, guess what? Spend less time with them if they're not helping you, right? Well, I love my family. Yes, I love my family too, but I'm not going to get around them if they are a negative impact in what I want to accomplish here, to get here, right? See, that's the thing. A lot of us are in this fog of what do we really want and what's holding us back. And if I can just get you to write this down and spend half an hour thinking about this, thinking seriously about this, not just putting it down because I said to, putting it down because that's what you really feel. It's what, you know, what drives you, what makes you cry, what makes you, you know, fight. You know, like you try to kidnap my child, I'm going to mess you up, right? You do anything. You lift a burning car up to pick your child up from that. I mean, any of y'all would give your life for your children in an instant without even thinking about it, wouldn't you? Well, then what the heck are those things here that you would die for, that you would work your butt off for, that will, you know what I'm saying? And then what's holding you back? What is really holding you back? Changing your environment, changing the people that are holding you back, changing your relationships with people that are holding you back. See, if you if you don't develop clarity in these two areas, you'll never move the line towards what it is you want, right? And you don't know what this is, guess what? Where you are is okay. When you know what this is, where you are is not okay. See, do you see what I'm saying? Like, where you are doesn't matter. Nothing matters if you're just happy where you're at. But if you got a serious desire to become better, become more, to be the best version of yourself that God wants you to be, God's dream for you, then there's always going to be a gap of where you are to where you need to be. And this is what's holding you back right here. Because if this is strong enough for you to define this, then all you got to do is work on these, right? I mean, it's the force field analysis thing is just, it gives you clarity, and from that clarity will give you an action plan. Because what comes from this is you start ranking what drives you the most from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the things that the serious things that are holding you back, you do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in my opinion, if you just work on the top 3, so let's just say you've ranked them, then you clear the slate, and then you put your top 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. That makes sense? And then your game plan is, what do I do to eliminate these, to control these, to minimize these, and what can I do to maximize the most important things to me? And what happens is when you have the clarity of understanding this and understanding this, then you can put a serious game plan to move this line here. See, because when you minimize this, it's like in the tug of war, you're starting to put people from here over here. Then you put another person from here to here. Actually, I'm sorry. You're going this way, right? So anyway, maybe the tug of war thing doesn't really work, but you know what I'm saying, right? That you start moving, this becomes diminished and this becomes enhanced, and the line cannot help but move here. You will always increase. And do you see how this, like the synergy of your passion, your skill, and the economic engine, that's when everything's here will move you this way. That makes sense. Am I like crazy? Is this like, so this is what you think about when you have 30 minutes. You should do this every week. You should have some element at the end of the day and like staring at this, writing it down, like not even like recreating this every time. Because the top things in your mind when you fill this out is the top things that are holding you back, right? You'll tend to have the same ones, right? But having it fresh every time will help you. But once a week for sure, you're sitting down, you're like evaluating, okay, all right, man, this is my game plan for this week. I'm going to spend less time with the knuckleheads. I'm going to spend more time with people that care about me and want me to succeed, right? I'm going to spend less time on social media. I'm going to spend more time reading books that can enhance my self-image, enhance my skill, give me a sense for what I want to accomplish in my life spiritually. Like, oh, by the way, the Bible also helps with that, right? Understanding that, right? I'm going to spend less time worried about buying leads. I'm going to spend more time buying leads and spend more time hitting the phones and spend more time getting to where I'm doing 40 appointments a week or 25 appointments a week or 30 appointments, whatever, man. But 40 appointments is the objective standard. So what's holding me back from doing 40 appointments a week? I desire to do 40 appointments a week because the 40 appointments a week will get me what it is I want It'll help me generate the income to invest in my business so I can build it, right? So what's holding me back from making proper investments? Is it my schedule? Is it getting my schedule down? Is it getting my schedule with my family? Making sure that's the expectations there are carved out so they know when they have me and they know when they don't have me, okay? Like, I'm just throwing a lot of ideas out there, but you cannot move forward until you identify the enemy. Know your enemy. That's Sun Tzu, right? Know your enemy. And here's the thing about the restraining forces is you should not, it's not helpful to put restraining forces that you're not in control of, right? You're not in control of taxes. You're not in control of who's going to be the next administration other than your one vote. So while restraining forces can be external, it does you no good to put this here, right? You can maybe acknowledge it, but you can't diminish it. That's my point. You can acknowledge, but you cannot diminish it. And by the way, all the top people are dealing with the same thing. So it kind of, to me, it nullifies that. And what can I control? What is holding me back? What am I doing to hold me back? That's a better question. You get rid of this, baby, your life will change. And you got to keep thinking about it, keep thinking about it. Okay, you cannot just keep going craziness, 24/7. You got to spend time thinking. Andy Albright spends time thinking. He does this stuff. What are my major changes? It's like SWOT. You guys know, I know I'm getting into the nerdy SWOT. This is like a SWOT analysis in kind of a way. Okay, so if you're familiar with SWOT, you can look that up. Same kind of thing. Anyway. So we're getting a lot of momentum going on our team. And I think a lot of you have figured out a lot of things that are holding you back. Okay, I think that if you spend a little more time doing this, thinking about your business during non-productive time, okay, I'm not saying during prime time while you're calling and you're selling and you're recruiting, don't take that time, take late night time, spend a half hour and just start writing stuff down, man. It's great therapy, by the way, but the clarity that you will achieve will be worth everything. All right, does that make sense, gang? So this is our builder's call. It wasn't much on building. I think this call was probably good for anybody, but all right. So what are you going to do now? I'm going to let you go early, but what are you going to do now? Are you going to contact me about getting leads? Are you going to be dialing the phone? Are you going to be making things happen? Are you going to ask Brenda for resumes? Are you going to, pay your $156 to get on our 5-city ad thing for ZipRecruiter? Because it's been exploding. All right, it's up to you now. Now it's your turn. So I'm giving the control stick back to you for your life and what you want to accomplish. And I'm just here, man, to help you, guide you, pray for you, which I pray for you. I was in church this morning, man, praying for you that you get some insight and you figure it out. And man, I'm here to help, okay? So God bless. Let's rock this thing, gang. Let's get on the leaderboard next week. Let's keep the mo going. And those of you that are starting, that you've got people that are sharp, let me help you. Help me help you get to those people and see if they're open about doing something like what we're doing. All right, gang? So anyway, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. Let's do it.